guys, it's Brooke
and Chelsea,
and we're back again with another video. As all of you should know, Chelsea suffers from bipolar disorder and anxiety and PTSD, and so when Chelsea first came out about her illness to you guys, a few weeks after that we did a follow-up video on how to date someone with mental illness. So a lot has changed from then to now. The nice thing about this channel is you guys get the insights on when things are changing in our lives, and I know a lot more now about Chelsea than I even did back then, so we wanted to do a part 2 to that video. I just want to thank you guys for all the support from that video. You know, I know it has helped a lot of you guys be able to talk to your significant other and opened up a conversation about mental illness, because it's hard, and it's hard to talk about it, and it's hard to be candid about it, and I hope at the very least all of these videos are, you know, help you guys just be able to talk about it, because it's a stigma that needs to be broken. You know, when your partner is feeling frustrated or they're having a really tough time and it's hard for them to kind of break that, you have to keep two things in mind. Number one, they hate that side of them. Again, they can't, I mean, we mentioned this in our last video, but like, they can't help how they're feeling, and sometimes it causes them to be rash or, you know, lash out, and it's not their intention to. And when Chelsea does act out, what I've recently started doing is giving her a personality outside of my wife Chelsea, because as your loved one, if they're having a bad day, it's hard to not feel bad with them. It's hard to not take on that burden, that emotional burden that they're taking on. So when Chelsea's going through something emotional and I feel affected by it, she's not Chelsea to me anymore. She's Chelsea Probability. She is a whole different person.
Chelsea Probability. She's in so much trouble.
So when I see Chelsea Probability come out to play, I know it's not Chelsea. She can't help it, and Chelsea Probability will come and pass. So viewing it that way has actually helped me a lot of removing Chelsea from the illness, because even though like, if that makes sense, yeah, like the illness is inside of her, and of course it's a part of who she is, but when it takes its, you know, when it comes out to play, it's like Norman Bates. He has Norma and then he has Mother, and it's like giving that out, and Mother is much more rash and intense than Norma, who's loving and caring. So separating them that way helps me accept those days.
Something that like you're really good at, like nowadays, is you kind of are like a couple steps ahead, and you can see when something's gonna upset me. Yeah. Recently we ran into a situation where it was just like one of those everyday, like, you know, things that happen. Because I was already wound up and because I was already going through something, it triggered me to completely lose my mind. Brooke identified that almost immediately, and it's like she could see it coming. And so she had like a few minutes to like brace herself, because she knew the tornado was about to hit. Yeah. And when it happened, she explained that to me, and it helped me tremendously to come out of the situation.
Understand that who they are at their worst isn't who they are. When something comes out of Chelsea's mouth, I know when it's the depression talking. I know when it's coming from a place of depression or mania, even when you say things and I'm like, you're manic, but I'll accept, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to pick up on that. Like Chelsea said, my tornado warnings are getting stronger and stronger. You know, obviously when your significant partner is at their worst, obviously they're gonna push you away. They don't want you to see them at this terrible state. They're, in their mind at this point, they're not worthy of love. They're not capable of love. They don't deserve love. So they're gonna push you away, saying that you deserve to love someone other than them. That's when you love them anyway. You love them as hard as you can. You just ignore. If they don't think they're worthy, that's their problem, because you're just gonna keep loving them anyway. And I do that to Chelsea all the time. All the time. She wants to push me away, not talk to me. That's not gonna work. Get your butt over here and cuddle me. Not going to stand for it. And it puts her in a better mood, so you just gotta push through the force field. I know, you know, when you first start dating someone, you know that force field that's up when you're dating them, and then their walls come down. When you're dating someone that goes through as much as Chelsea goes through, those walls come up constantly. So you're constantly pow, 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 and trying to knock them down. And just keep knocking it down, because it will come down. And here's the other thing, at the end of the day, these bad days will pass. Like, how many times, whenever Chelsea's having a tough time, my first, it's like a drill in her head, and what is it?
This is temporary.
That's my favorite line.
That's like her favorite line.
It is temporary.
This is temporary.
Because it'll pass. Those bad days.
I'm rapid cycling, and so for some of you, your depression may last months to years, which I can't even imagine.
That's tough.
But then again, it's equally horrible to go from 100 to 0.
Yeah. And it's tough for your partner too, and that's actually a great point that Chelsea brings up. You know, what was tough for us in the beginning is it was so quick. It's like night and day. It's like one week she's fine, and the next week she can't even. And it's like, obviously Chelsea and I are forever. Our relationship is solid. Like, we are forever. But as far as how I deal with her bipolar and her mood swings, day by day, it's still not always as easy, but day by day is the best way you can, because I can't anticipate how she's gonna feel next week, so I can't plan for next week. The bad days are tough, obviously, but like I said, there's always those good days, and it makes you appreciate those good days so much. Like, Chelsea knows when she's having those good days, and it's such a good day, and I love the day so much, and it gives me all the fuel I need to go into the next week when you're depressed. I'm ready for it. I think you know what I mean when I say when you recognize those days, because those are those days when we wake up in the morning and we know it's gonna be a good day. And some days it doesn't turn out that way, but most days when we know that, it does. Those are the days when we don't let fights get between us. Like, we seize the day, because we don't know when we're gonna get a great day like that again.
Because, like, there are the, you know, normal days, there are bad days, and there are, like, the really great days.
Yeah.
And so the really great days are the days when, you know, most of the time I'm manic. Whatever.
Yeah, it's true. This video by far is not as structured as the first one was, but it is an update. Just having a dialogue about where we're at these days. But amongst all the random points I touched on in this video, the most important thing moving forward is patience. I think I said that in the last video, but patience goes a long way. The patience to understand your partner, and the willingness to never stop understanding your partner. And the other thing too is to just let it go. Like, letting go is a problem I have. I'm a Taurus. I'm a grudge holder. But letting those bad days go. Don't hold those bad days over your partner when future bad days happen. The past is the past, and leave it there. Just because you had a bad day yesterday doesn't mean you should bring it into today or tomorrow. And that's a mindset that I think I'm getting better at and really trying to do, of like, yeah, we had a bad day on Saturday, but I'm not keeping score. Like, really, because what does that do? Nothing.
I'm already feeling so horrible for the way I was acting. So the worst thing in the world would be for it to resonate with Brooke.
And I think that's the biggest takeaway I have had, which I think has helped me have more patience in these situations, is that I see the look on your face more so now than I ever did. Not that it was never there before, but I don't know, it's like I'm looking with a new pair of eyes. But I've seen your face lately, and like, I know it doesn't feel good when you hurt me. I know you hate it. I know it makes you hate yourself more. Like, I know. And it's like, okay, I'm wounded, but like, is my wound anywhere near how you must be feeling about how you made me feel? Not even. So to me, it's like, all right, suck up the wound and move on, because I'm killing you by adding salt to the wound that we all already know exists, if that makes sense. I know this video was not as powerful as the first video, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this little update. Please be sure to give this video a big fat thumbs up. Please be sure to click the subscribe button. Please be sure to turn on notifications, the little bell next to the subscribe button. And shout out to 2 Awkward Dragons for following us on Twitter. If you guys want to shout out in these videos, please be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I am OMG Brookeberry.
And I am OMG Chelsea Berry.
And make sure to comment below any video ideas you want to see in the future. Bye! Bye!